Thank you, Chair Titus, and thank you to the new FEMA Administrator Criswell for being here today. FEMA has a critical mission in our nation, and especially in my home state, Florida. FEMA leads the federal government's response to disasters, natural and man-made. While hurricanes, floods, wildfires, tornadoes, things like that, those disasters are more common. FEMA also manages the response to man-made disasters. Additionally, as we have seen with COVID-19, FEMA has an important role in responding to pandemics. This all hazards approach is critical to ensuring that we are prepared and the chain of command and the federal level is clear, effective, and efficient. Following problems in the federal government's response to Hurricane Katrina, Congress fixed key issues. Prior to Katrina, DHS had dispersed FEMA authorities throughout the department and put multiple people in charge. This created confusion with no clear chain of command. Post-Katrina Act put FEMA back together again, and while maintaining FEMA within DHS, ensured that it's FEMA's administrator, the emergency management expert, leading the federal response. This provides a clear chain of command up to the administrator and then directly to the president. Since the reforms of post-Katrina Act, we have passed reforms to streamline and recover process and invest more in mitigation and resiliency. There's been some progress, however. At times it seems like after Congress removes red tape, there's more red tape. Time costs money. The longer it takes communities to rebuild, the higher the cost to both the communities and to the federal taxpayer. For example, in the Sandy Recovery Improvement Act, we created Section 428 of the Stafford Act, which intended to give states a choice for a streamlined, faster process or to use the old paperwork way. 428 authority was extended to speed up the process by basing assistance on certified cost estimates. The idea was to reduce costs by shortening the rebuilding time, cutting administrative costs, and arriving at a more definitive dollar amount for a project faster. Yet by many accounts, the 428 process is looking more and more like the old. Similarly, on the individual assistance side, GOA detailed how confusing FEMA's process can be for individuals and families who want to navigate the process. Communities hit by disaster should not have to deal with bureaucratic red tape when they are trying to rebuild their lives. Ultimately, making it more difficult to assess assistance will not reduce the rise in the disaster costs. It may actually, won't reduce it, it may actually increase it. Proposals to tinker around the edges, like making it more difficult for disaster declarations or creating more red tape, do little to reduce the disaster costs and harm individuals and communities. Reality is that only a quarter of the disasters make up about 90% of the cost. It's the big disasters that drive the cost. And we know the proven way to reduce future administrative costs or disaster costs is to invest in mitigation. And study after study has shown that $1 of investment in mitigation can save $4 to $11 in disaster recovery costs. In Florida, we have seen these benefits firsthand, frequently by building smarter and investing by improving mitigation strategies. This is why, on a bipartisan basis, in the Reform Act, we authorize up to 6% of disaster costs out of disaster relief fund to be used in a pre-disaster mitigation. Unfortunately, FEMA has only set aside a portion of that money that's available. The solution is helping communities recover and reducing future costs. Simply put, the recovery process for small disasters to reduce administrative costs and allow federal and state resources to focus on the large, more complex disasters. Second, The larger disasters leverage flexibilities in the law and close out projects faster. Third, maximizing investment is proven mitigation measures. FEMA already has many tools and legal authorities to achieve these goals. To make meaningful progress in the areas, it has come to the top of the, come from the top down within FEMA. I look forward to working with you and closely on these and other issues. I believe we can all work together to finally make a difference in how to prepare for recovery of disasters. I look forward to hearing your testimony. Thank you, Chair Titus. I yield back.